They're actually separate nights, but it's the same thing in that we were lying around on top of our bunker. Well, one night, we're looking up at the stars, a beautiful night, and we see this light come across the sky, kind of in the shape of a Z.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden that light took off like that. And one of the guys says, "Did you see what I saw?" And every one of us said, "Yes, we saw that." So I'm convinced I've seen a UFO. Absolutely convinced of that. Okay. Another night, we had what's called sappers get into our base camp.
Mm-hmm.
And again, here we are on guard duty at the other end of the camp, and we're lying on top of our bunkers, of course. And the next thing you know, the ammunition dump blew up. And it was the first time I was ever around a huge explosion. And what was so unusual about it was there was it was brighter than daylight. In fact, some of the guys were yelling, "Nuke, nuke." But there was this light that stayed on for the longest time, brighter than sunlight. And then you started to hear the explosion build, you know?
Mm-hmm.
People describe an explosion as like ka-boom. Well, you heard the separate ka, and then the boom. Then you felt the earth tremble. And then we threw on our helmets and everything because stuff started flying down from the air. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, no one was killed. But it just showed that, you know, we were vulnerable.
Yeah.
And we hadn't been there very long, so it kind of gave us a, you know,
Reality
kind
check.
of a wake, yes,
Yeah.
a wake up and a reality check.
Well, do you feel that you've impacted America's future? Do you feel that you play a part in that? That you've impacted the way America is today, or impacted another country in a way?
Boy, that's a hard question. I'm probably going to say no, because I've never been a political person. And to be honest with you, until I found the Lord here very recently, it was all self.
Right.
You know, I would sign up to give a few dollars to charity out of my paycheck every week, but that was nothing huge. I think I've given blood only once. Hopefully I'm trying to change that now, because I do care about people now that I'm one of God's children, and He wants us to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And day by day I hope I'm growing in that way. But I can't honestly say that I've done anything to impact the country.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for your service, and for this interview. So it's very good.
I'm happy to do it.
Oh, great. Thank you.
I'm also happy that this is happening at this time, because if I had met you 2 years ago, I probably would have given entirely different views on things.
Yeah.
Entirely different. My life has just really changed since I found the Lord.
It's very interesting to hear.
Oh yes.
To hear about everything.
I'm just so happy to testify about having a new life. And the shock to you really is every day some new goodness is kind of revealed to you. I do 3 Bible studies a week. Actually, let's see, call it 4 if you count Sunday school.
You can count
And
Sunday
as
school.
you read the Bible, things and find things that you don't understand, if you keep reading the Bible, it kind of explains itself. But things that are really like difficult for me, I love being able to go to like Maryland and talk about interpretation, and Pastor Burdett, and to bring things up in our Bible studies. And it's gradually it's starting to really come clear to me. And I told Pastor Tim this morning kind of the same story, and every Sunday when we hear a message,
Mhm.
it's as though he wrote it for me.
Oh.
Really.
Mhm.
They're just, it's, everything that they kind of talk about here in the church
Mhm.
is something that is important to me. But I'm a very happy person, you know.
You are,
I went
definitely.
through 5 months in the hospital with diabetes, and I lost half a foot.
Mhm.
And I'm a little surprised, though, that I still have pain this long afterwards. I had surgery. I had one surgery in September, but then I had the big one in December. I think it was December 16th. And that's kind of coming up on a year.
Yeah, 10
And
months.
I am walking around
Mhm.
limited,
Right.
you know, and you can't rush things. But I will be so happy. The doctor just basically says you're going to wake up one morning and you won't have pain. Because walking was my exercise. I don't drive.
Mhm.
And I have gained so much weight. I just want to go hide in the closet. I got rid of, I was 277 4 years ago
Yeah.
when I retired. And I came all the way down where I wanted to be, 180. When I got to Florida, I was 180.
Mhm.
And I was eating my grapefruits and my watermelons and getting out and getting around town. I went down to about 170, and I went from size 46 pants to 32s.
Wow.
But I threw away my fat man clothes. now I'm wearing a 34. I'm wearing a 36, and they're tight,
Yeah.
and I'm panicking. I'm panicking.
Well, you
I
did real
can't
good
get any
Thursday
bigger.
walking around.
Well,
That's good.
yeah,
Gotta
it's
focus
coming.
on positive.
it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
What kind of class do you have now?
This is a social studies class.
Mhm.
So I'm learning how to be a social studies teacher. So we had to look in depth about some type of war that that we knew had been in, and just ask questions about it. And then I have to just piece together. It would just be your audio that will be on it, and then I'll piece together some pictures and stuff and make like a 2-minute thing that I would show my class.
So when you eventually get through with it, are you going to let me see it?
I'll let you see it.
Okay.
Yes.
Very
And
good.
if I put some clips of you talking, will that be okay, or would you rather just the audio?
Oh, no, I don't
Okay.
care.
Okay, great.
I really don't care.
Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
piece it all together and I'll let you see it, so.
I just, I can't actually tell you war stories.
Right. No, that's fine. What we did was great, that's perfect.
And again, you know, after 42 years, the way you tell something might not be quite the way it
Right.
happened after that length of time.
Right, that's understandable.
The only other thing that I've thought about kind of on a positive way, in Fort Polk, Louisiana, you go, there's a movie, Tigerland. If you ever see the movie Tigerland, it's so true to what happened there. But, you know, as a trainee in Fort Polk, you would never go from point A
Mhm.
to point B
Mhm.
without going through the swamps. And when you went through the swamps, you would see all the snakes that were in there, and I think they were cottonmouths. And no one would ever get bit by a snake, and then of course they would take you through there when it was pitch black dark at night. But you see, my reasoning is, so many thousands of soldiers walked through that water
Uh-huh.
that the snakes basically said, leave us alone.
Right,
You know,
right.
I kind of think that's how it worked.
Wow.
Because you knew they were in there because you
Right.
saw them in the daytime,
Right.
but nobody ever.
Wow.
And I saw 4 snakes maybe my whole time in Vietnam. You would see their tracks,
Mhm.
but I've seen more snakes here in Florida since I've been here. Yeah, the black racers, you know, especially
they're
when it
all
rain
over.
hard and you see them.
Uh-huh.
I saw more here in Florida than in Vietnam.
Wow.
All right.
Well, I hope you have a great day.
Yes, I'm going to go see.